This time, the conversation between President Trump and Zelenskyy went much better. Both sides calling it substantive.
Mr. President, with respect.
Last time Trump and Zelenskyy met in the Oval, Zelenskyy was bullied, talked over, and accused of being an obstacle to peace.
You're gambling with World War III.
Now, diplomacy appears to be making some unsteady progress. In a trust-building exercise, Russia and Ukraine exchanging prisoners of war. But so far, nothing has changed on the battlefield. With new Russian attacks overnight in central Ukraine, after a call this week with President Trump, Russia's President Putin agreed to stop attacks on Ukraine's power grid, according to the White House. Ukraine says Putin never did. But the terms were unclear. The Kremlin never committed in public to halting attacks on Ukraine's broader infrastructure, which White House envoy Steve Witkoff told NBC News was part of the understanding between Trump and Putin. President Zelenskyy, who has already committed to a total ceasefire, said he would accept starting with an energy grid-only ceasefire once the specifics are written down. Much of Ukraine's electricity and heat come from coal. We went deep into a mine in eastern Ukraine this morning. Nearly 300 yards below the surface are miles of shafts. Cable cars shuttle workers to the coal faces. Before the war, only men worked down here. But with hundreds of men out fighting from this mine alone, women have filled the void. Nadia Moskalenko is a 48-year-old grandmother now operating the cable cars.
What would a ceasefire on infrastructure mean for you?
For me personally, I would love this to end. 2 of my sons are fighting, protecting Ukraine, she says. And about the infrastructure, of course, we are all waiting for an end. We want our men to come back, to go back to work. They are Ukraine's Rosie the Riveters, keeping this country running for the last 3 years. And now hoping they'll get a rest. I am still at this mine, and to give you a sense of Ukraine's commitment, this mine employs around 3,000 men. But since the war began, around 700 of them have moved to the front lines and are currently fighting.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.